Hello everyone. I last week, I stumbled upon a video on Facebook. It was a video of a beautiful lady that was a dentureless, so she had no teeth, right? And I think I really believe that she was joking around with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was mocking her because what she was doing was, she supposedly surprised him by removing her upper denture to complete denture, so she had absolutely no teeth. And then he acted like he was grossed out, right? And so then she manages to take it out, and she's like, I mean, I'm still pretty, da 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 da. And she gives it to him. But I mean, it was this whole thing about, a patient, a beautiful lady that did not have any teeth. So then I scroll down in the comments, as I love to do every time I watch a video. Many times it's, the comments just like, elevate the whole conversation. But then as I was reading, I saw so many people making fun of the lady, and some people saying they would never date anybody without teeth and all of that and all of that. The reason why I think that they were joking is because I actually went into the guy's account and I saw that there were many other videos, about, that and about other things. So I thought they were joking. It was not, I didn't believe it was something real. But regardless, the subject actually pricked my heart because of all the people that were actually laughing at the lady, or a person who would have no teeth, right? And some people were like, well, she should have brushed her teeth and stuff like that and all of that. And I just wanted to talk about the fact that someone having lost their teeth, if somebody does not have teeth, a couple teeth or all teeth, it's not always because they have poor oral hygiene. And so I want to kind of like talk about some of the reasons why someone may lose their teeth, and that has nothing necessarily to do with having poor oral hygiene. I'm Dr. Valerie Mukanga with Healing Wings Dental, the place where we help our patients maintain and or regain their oral health and their smile so that they can soar in life. And so, yes, as I was saying, what could be some of the reasons why someone may end up losing their teeth, and those reasons not being tied into having poor oral hygiene. And number one could be trauma or accidents. So I remember one time I was in New Orleans, and we had just at my church, we had an event for our youth. And right after that, after the event, we actually had an after event party. And so guys were, they were playing ball and all of that. And I actually happened to kind of like walk across the court. And as I did that, a ball flew in on my face and actually broke my glasses. It was painful. I do thank God that it did not affect my teeth, even though, I have had some other issues or another reason for which I lost a tooth, as I often tell you. And that was not the case that night, but I did have my glasses broken. Ended up having to buy some new ones, but that's not the subject for the day, because the subject for the day has to do with our health. And so, yes, I could have had, that ball land on my face with such force that it could have knocked one of or a couple of my teeth, or broken them, or as I said, knocked them off. That wasn't the case. But that happens. That happens to people, because I recall one of my patients that came in here. He was an older man, and what happened to him was that he was trying, I think it was around Christmas time, if I recall correctly, and he was trying to remove or place the lights or something like that. And then the ladder that he was on was not secure. So what happened? The ladder flipped over with him and he fell, and it was really high, right? Because he was all the way on top of the ladder, around like the roof area. So he ended up losing a tooth that way. And so when he came, we were trying to see how we would restore that area where he had a missing tooth. So yes, so it's not that he was not brushing his teeth. It's not that he did not take into account, his oral hygiene. No, it was an accident, and that happened to him. But I remember even, one time being in my residency program in New York at Bronx Lebanon Hospital, and there was the oral surgeon residents. They were going to reconstruct somebody's face because of an accident. And many times, people could be that you had a car accident, or you were riding a horse and the horse, kind of flipped, started running fast and you flipped over and fell, or, you ran into a tree, or whatever the reason is. It could be that someone may have had, an accident, could be a gunshot. Whatever the reason could be, an accident or trauma could cause someone to actually lose some teeth. And that is regardless of the fact that they had pristine oral hygiene. So when you see someone, not having teeth, don't assume that they were not, or did not own a toothbrush, or did not really use it. You don't know what happened, right? So that's number one. Another thing that can happen could be depression. When people go through depression, say for example somebody has lost a loved one, somebody very dear to them, maybe a parent, maybe a brother or sister, maybe a child, right? I think that at that point, I'm just thinking, thank God I haven't gone through that. But I don't think that that person, as they're mourning, as they're grieving their lost one, they're like thinking, oh, let me go brush my teeth morning and night twice a day. Let me go floss, right? I mean, they're grieving, they're trying to process the whole situation, or even if it could just be because of hormonal imbalance, at that point, it's more like something that need to be encourage, or maybe they need a reminder, because that would probably be like the last thing that they're thinking in their mind, right? When somebody is going through depression or some sort of high level anxiety. Another thing could be some other sort of condition. For example, somebody having Down syndrome, or even autism. If the spectrum is pretty high, they're not, and they have not been trained properly, then more than likely they're not thinking, about brushing their teeth, or maybe they're not able to do it. They may not have the actual necessary dexterity to do a good job, and then they're going to end up, losing their teeth. You have a condition such as somebody going through a cancer and actually undergoing some chemotherapy or maybe radiation. What the medication that are given to them, actually kill cancer cells. But what those medication can also happen to do is actually kill your salivary glands. So now you're not producing enough saliva, and saliva helps because it decreases the chance of getting cavity. It coats your teeth, right? And it decreases the ability of bacteria to really adhere to teeth efficiently in order to create cavities. So you can only imagine, and that's, I talked about cancer, but you can also, associate the same situation with somebody that may have Sjogren's disease or some sort of other diseases that causes salivary gland to decrease. And that when I talking about that, I remember this one lady when I was in dental school. She was a patient of mine, and she had lost a lot of teeth. She had a severe case of dry mouth, xerostomia. She really had a very severe case because everything in her mouth was so dry. In fact, when I'm talking about that, my mouth is getting dry. But she had a severe case of dry mouth. Her saliva was really ropey, and even to administer treatment to her, because we ended up having to do so many crowns on her remaining teeth because of the lack of saliva, right? And then after that, we're going to replace the missing teeth area with partial dentures, upper and lower. And so with her mouth was so dry that we actually had to hydrate her mouth, like put a lot of water every once in a while, just like have her rinse out with water, because whenever we use the mouth mirror to retract her cheek so we could do the work, well, the mirror would actually get stuck on her cheek. It was that bad, right? So for someone like that, she's going to be very cavities prone, or he, right? And so when we look at people, let's not just assume that the reason why they lost their teeth is because they didn't care, because they were lazy, because they did not own a toothbrush, or whichever harsh comment we may say. We just don't know. You have conditions such as, diabetes. Diabetes can actually exacerbate somebody's gum disease, right? And so with that, you're losing the bone support of your teeth, and then your teeth become mobile. You can lose teeth that way. There are so many, many, many conditions that are not tied into oral hygiene, or poor oral hygiene, or lack of it, that causes people to lose their teeth. It could even be, something like lack of access. And when I talk about lack of access to or care, I remember having a conversation with one of my mom and one of my aunt, and I was asking them questions about how, they took care of their oral hygiene when they were back in the village in Congo, because that's where I'm from. And I'm not saying, and I refuse, and I'm not painting a picture whereby we don't brush our teeth in Africa or in Congo, because I never knew the time that I did not have a toothbrush when I was growing up in Congo. But I'm just saying that when they did, in the villages, they didn't have access to that. They didn't have any toothbrushes, they didn't have any toothpaste. So what they would do would be to kind of like take some stick and ruffle them up at the end, and then they would make some sort of paste and brush, remove black and all of that. Brush your teeth with that, right? And so now, yes, that's in Africa, but rest assured that even in the US, there are some remote areas where people have lack of access to care. And and with that being said, they may not be knowledgeable as far as oral hygiene and what it takes to actually have a proper oral hygiene. So, let's not be judgmental. Let's not be judgmental. Things can happen. You would hate for that, for your parent or for your child to have lost a tooth or some teeth for whatever reason, and then your next door neighbor or their friend, bully them or making fun of them. It wouldn't feel good, right, to you. So let's not do that to other people. Let's not be judgmental. Let's be more lenient. Let's be more understanding and caring. Let's sympathize with people. And that being said, if it's somebody that and they are having or going through that tooth loss, and a good dentist, then advise them to go and visit the dentist, so that the dentist can actually take care of their tooth loss by replacing the missing teeth area with some teeth, because you would not know how much having tooth loss can actually limit their quality of life. There are some people, even though we're not supposed to people are not supposed to be how you say, to I forget the term in English, but prejudiced, or like they're not supposed to, someone is not supposed to not be hired for whatever reasons, right? But it happens. Somebody may experience some type of I forget the term, but somebody may not get a job, not land a job, not land like an opportunity, because they're missing teeth, right? And so it decreases their quality of life. But once they have their teeth replaced, all of a sudden, they can regain their self-esteem. So you want to steer them the right way. Okay, so that's our plight today. Let's just be merciful. Let's not laugh at people who don't have teeth. We don't know their condition. We don't know what they went through. Okay, so that being said, again, I'm Dr. Valerie Mukanga with Healing Wings Dental. We are located at 4101 West Green Oaks Boulevard, suite number 317 in Arlington, Texas. Our phone number is 972-213-0202. And also our website is www.healingwingsdental.com. healingwingsdental.com. When you come to our office, I can assure you nobody is going to judge you. Nobody is going to laugh at you. Nobody is going to make you feel less than because you're having a lot of cavities or whatever condition you are, whether you have halitosis, whatever you may be going through. Nobody's going to be laughing at you, but rather we'll be very grateful that you chose us to be part of the solution that you're seeking for. Okay, if you have liked this information, please like and subscribe, follow us, share please this information with somebody else that may benefit from it. Okay, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can add your you can, as I said, share the information with somebody else. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram. You can also look at our accounts on LinkedIn, TikTok also. We give out a lot of information. Rest assured, we are here for you. We care about you. We care about your health. We care about your self-esteem and all of the above. All right. So that being said, have a fantastic rest of the day and be blessed. We'll see you next time. Bye.